But again, that's a testament to someone who's genuinely showing traits of a grown woman, a woman who's self-assured and who knows that you didn't make me, you cannot break me. Hello. Hola, ciao, j'espère que vous allez tous bien. My name is Kira Mai, and welcome to my digital safe space where we discuss all things faith, womanhood, lifestyle, beauty, etc. If that's your vibe, then I'm so grateful to have you here and talk about today's topic, which is going to be about grown woman tips that I learned. These tips have shown themselves to be incredible foundational pillars that have helped me develop myself as a grown woman. So without further ado, let's get on to the video. The first tip that I have in order to be a grown woman, a mature woman, is self-acceptance and self-forgiveness. One thing that we often struggle with is our inability to forgive who we used to be before we established that we wanted to grow up and genuinely mature. And with that comes a cognitive dissonance. You cannot be mature and you cannot grow and move forward unless you have healed from the things that have hurt you. There are also things that we've done in our past to hurt other people. These are the things that we need to face. Why? Because how are you supposed to move to the next level if you're not able to make peace and come to terms with the fact that you were flawed? The best way for self-acceptance is, again, acknowledging your past. And I would highly recommend listing out all the things that you've done in the past that are less than stellar, things that you might even be ashamed of having done, whether it be snaking your friend, whether it be lying about something or cheating on a test. No matter what it is, it's important that you write down the things that you no longer want to carry the burden of, because things that we do and the actions that we take in our past, though we might have been able to skirt right through it and not actually see the consequences of it, we still carry that weight of that wrongdoing. Even if we don't have anybody to hold us accountable, it's important that we hold ourselves accountable, and we can only do that through self-acceptance. Accept the fact that you have not always been the hero in everybody's story. You've probably been a villain more times than you'd like to admit. List out all the things that you are not really proud of having done and write out all the ways that you can make peace with that. How can you learn to forgive yourself? First comes self-forgiveness before you can think about forgiving others. It will be borderline impossible if you do not forgive yourself for what you've done to contribute to the outcome that you saw that was negative, or the things that happened that you were displeased with. Self-forgiveness and self-acceptance are key. You can't have one without the other. You can't forgive yourself unless you've accepted what has happened. Making it right, whatever it looks like, whether it be apologizing, journaling about it, seeking therapy, whether it be being aware of it, is very important and very key in genuinely being more mature and grown and self-aware. And by being self-accepting and by forgiving, you're then going to be able to check in with yourself as you mature and as you grow older and find more healthy ways to cope with whatever it is that you're dealing with. So if you're finding yourself falling back into old ways and getting in a rut, stop yourself in your tracks and realize that you're falling back into old patterns. You're not alone. You more than likely have a community of people or a village, and if you don't worry, we're going to work through these tips together, but find better ways to cope with whatever it is that you've been struggling with. And that might look like journaling, meditating, it could look like walking, being of course prayerful, and being very much in your Bible, very much reading passages that are relevant to the situation that you're going through. Bring it to God and genuinely find a way to seek out the answers. Don't just sit there expecting for the answers to come to you and for you to have this great revelation all of a sudden of why things didn't work out for you. It's important that you be self-reflecting, but also actively seek out ways in which you can better cope with the situation so that you don't have to fall back into old habits. And when you're able to then check in with yourself, you're going to be able to check in with others, which is incredibly important, because you cannot expect to build a community of people. You cannot expect to have a trusted community, family, village. You cannot have these dedicated people who are going to be devoted to you unless you devote yourself to also nurturing that relationship that you have with them. It's important to check in on people. Not everybody's doing well. As a friend, to not check in on your friends and to not check in on the people that you claim to love is actually crazy to me, because you cannot expect for people to always be checking in on you and you not return that favor. It's a two-way street. You have to make sure that you are a good friend to others if you want people to be good friends to you. How are you expecting to actually build a strong community if you're not pouring back into the people who are contributing to your happiness or to your well-being? I think that what really makes a grown woman is a woman who has a solid community, a solid village around her, people who will rally behind her, people who will support her and uplift her, be so involved in what she does and her projects. I think that it's very, very powerful to be able to build that community. And again, you can only do that if you're a part of that community yourself and that you're contributing. And sometimes it looks like being inconvenienced. Sometimes it looks like showing up to somebody's event when you had a long day or something went wrong, car broke down and you just don't feel like going, but you still do it anyway. Why? Because you have to show up. People can make excuses every single day, every single night as to why they won't show up to your events, to your milestones, but you wouldn't appreciate that. Check in with others, because it really does show a level of maturity that not everybody has. And when you do that, you're going to be able to establish a level of confidence that will allow for you to be a woman of your word. And this is something that I've talked about time and time again. It's a way of life that I hold dear to me, because to say that you're going to show up and then not show up, you are betraying yourself. C'est une forme de trahison que, franchement, j'ai du mal à trouver les mots pour expliquer à quel point la trahison and self-betrayal is devastating. It really does chip away at your self-esteem, because you told yourself you're going to wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning. It's 12. Why are you still in bed? Why haven't you done all the things that you wanted to do? So many people want the lifestyle and the output of a disciplined person, but not actually put in the behind the scenes steps and all of the hard work that goes behind it. So you should start off small. Something as small as making your bed every single morning will be a game changer for you. If there's one thing for me, one non-negotiable for me, is that I always will make my bed. I don't care what state my life is in. I don't care if, even if I woke up en sursaut and I'm like panicking, I have things to do, I'm still gonna take time to make my bed. Even if it's just pulling out the covers and then sprinting up the house. It's important to be a woman of your word. I've established that, I guess, contract with myself that no matter what things look like, I'm always going to have a level of organization in my room, just because I cannot function in chaos. You must be a woman of your word. To be a grown, a mature woman, you need to establish that level of self-respect. You cannot sit there and betray yourself and expect other people not to betray you. You should love yourself enough to know that your word means something. It holds weight. Carrying on that level of betrayal that you have a track record of, because you've been telling yourself all these times that you're going to do it, and then the one time, let's say you're genuinely serious and you really want to do it, you're going to think about all the other times you had all these other projects that you wanted to do, but you didn't actually put the effort towards it. Don't talk about it, be about it. You owe it to yourself to live a life that is a life that you're proud of living. Why are you sitting there and telling your friends about all these different plans when you have literally put no action towards anything? Not even the first step. I'm thinking about doing this and thinking. If it's a thought, you can write it down, you can keep it inside, but to speak out something prematurely will ultimately kill it. And again, it's very important for you to at least put the steps towards wanting to do something first before you sit there and talk about it as if you already have it, because it's not accomplished. Stop betraying yourself, stop lying to yourself, start off small. Nobody's telling you that you need to, I don't know, flip the world upside down overnight. Nobody's asking you to do that. So to volunteer information only to disappoint yourself is betrayal for absolutely no reason, because you don't gain anything by saying you're going to do something only to not do it. You only gain by doing the things that you said you were going to do. And that builds self-confidence, self-respect. Again, this is a topic that I could go on and on and on about, because I'm genuinely so passionate about it, and it's something that I didn't always have. And there are times where I will slip up, I'm not gonna lie, but the vast majority of the time, if I say I'm gonna do something, I'm going to do it, and I'm going to take the actionable steps towards achieving that thing, because it's that important to me not to disrespect myself, not to betray myself, and to not allow for my self-esteem to be chipped away, all that because I bit off more than what I could chew. Please don't do it to yourself. If you don't think that you're capable of not being a woman of your word, just be quiet. Just don't even mention it. Don't say anything that you're not going to be able to actually live by, because it's better that you just not do anything and not say anything about it, as opposed to talking about something and not doing it. Do you know what I mean? Just hush. Just be quiet. And when you're able to establish that self-respect from doing what you said you were going to do, it's going to be so much easier to do things as simple as walking away from situations that no longer serve you. You won't even do the long talking. You won't even do the back and forth. No need to. There's a level of self-assurance that not everybody has. Why? Because people tell you all the time, yeah, if you do this one more time, I'm leaving. If this happens, I'm leaving. And then said thing happens and they're still there, and then still there, and then more happens and they're still like, respect yourself enough to walk away when a situation is bad enough and warrants for you to do so. Use discernment. If you're in a toxic situation and you have the ability to leave, of course, it's easier to say to leave than it is to actually leave, and that I understand, and I completely empathize with that. But I want you to know that the longer you stay, the more you will destroy your spirit, and the longer it'll take for you to have to recover. So that's just some food for thought. If there's a situation that you can genuinely walk away from and leave away relatively unscathed, do so. Like, a lot of these things come with experience. Sometimes it's gonna take for you to stick around for a situation long enough to know that, yeah, the next person who does this, you do it once, never again, you're done. I just think that to allow yourself to be played and toyed with is doing a disservice to you, and it genuinely has consequences of which you might have a very, very, very hard time healing from. knowing when to walk away is a skill that will literally save your life. Soul ties are real, trauma bonding is real, toxic relationships are real, these psychopaths they're real. So listen, if you can walk away and you know that it's the right thing to do, walk away. And I'm not saying giving up on healthy relationships or giving up when you're in a disagreement with somebody. No, let's again use some discernment. As a mature woman, you should be able to know when a situation warrants for you to leave and never come back. You don't have to subject yourself to nonsense. Learn when to walk away. If somebody's playing with your intelligence, they're playing in your face, if somebody's disrespecting you, drive back and forth, just leave. Realizing the manifestation of people's evil and their demons onto me, it's just so easy to walk away from a situation, because I look at people and let's say like it's like a hostile environment. I just don't see that person as being in the right mind. So when people are emotionally charged and you can tell that they're projecting and that they're frustrated with their life or whatever happened, that has nothing to do with me. And people will so often use you as a punching bag to lash out, when in reality this should not be the position that you take on. Just walk away when you can. Walk away. There's something also so mature and almost sexy about a woman who just walks away. Like, a man did something crazy, you just walk away and it's saying nothing. Like, that's very much me. You're not gonna hear a peep from me. I'm not saying anything. That's it. Again, I'm human, I'm flawed. There are times where I might tumble and fumble and I might find myself in that situation, but for the most part, yeah, I don't have tolerance for nonsense just because I can't. It's too much of a burden on my spirit and it hurts to be in those kinds of situations. So I'd rather just walk away. Not in an avoidant way anymore. Just not worth it to go back and forth about things that really don't matter. Especially when you can see that people are battling their internal demons and that they're not all that well. And when you notice in people that there's like a manifestation of their demons and they just need a reason to lash out, it's so much easier to be kind. And my next point is about being kind and not nice, because I think that a lot of people who are actually very mean and very evil-spirited are very nice. There are a lot of charismatic people, a lot of very just nice people that you see all over the place. There are serial, who are nice, who seem to be nice people. They're not kind, obviously, but genuine kindness is so much more rare than you would realize. And as a woman, genuinely believe that there comes a level of kindness that you might not see everywhere. Like, turn the other cheek kind of kindness. The kind of kindness that people will literally see you and think that either you're a doormat or you're silly or you're dumb, which is ironic because that actually shows so much strength. To be able to literally look at a person who's acting out, lashing out, who's trying to sabotage you, sabotage your career, and just letting God do what God does takes so much power and so much faith that not everybody has that. But again, that's a testament to someone who's genuinely showing traits of a grown woman, a mature woman, a woman who's self-assured and who knows that you didn't make me, you cannot break me. Hello. For me, I strive to be kind. I don't care all that much to be nice, just because I've seen what nice can do. I've seen other people be nice but gossip behind my back. I've seen people be nice but be fake, or when they thought I wasn't looking, they give me a little look of whatever. Girl, I don't fall for the nice. I don't fall for nice people. I genuinely care about kindness. I don't care about people who say that, oh yeah, I donated this much amount of money, charity, I tithe this, that amount, whatever. I don't care about any of that, because why are you announcing it? If it's coming from the kindness of your heart, you and God should know what's going on and be happy and rejoicing. But why do you need an audience to validate the fact that you're a kind person when in reality you're not? Why are you performing kindness? People abuse the word, and as a woman, it's not enough to be nice. Everybody's nice, and people are very fake nice too. Be kind. When you're hearing people gossip about another person, completely eject yourself from that situation. When you see somebody being disrespected, dishonored, being belittled, be empathetic, sympathetic. Know how to act in that situation and not feed into the evil. There's so much evil in this world, packaged in so many different ways. It doesn't have to be hostility, it doesn't have to be anger, it doesn't have to be rage. I'm telling you, working corporate, you'll meet a lot of nice, evil people. Very nice. Very, very nice. But if you're kind, it should move you. As a matter of fact, I often look at it with a pitiful lens. Like, why are you like that? Like, why can't you just be normal? I would prefer you just show your true colors. Are you the villain or are you some good Samaritan? And to piggyback off of that, I really think that there's a huge distinction between smiling, like a genuine smile, and smiling because you feel like you have to, just out of pure obligation. And I've learned to smile only when genuine. I'll smile when I'm actually happy about something, when I'm genuinely glad about something, when something is interesting. I just think that my smile holds so much more power when I mean it, as opposed to when I'm just, thanks. I just don't think that it's genuine, and I don't like fake smiles, to be honest. It's because I also don't like what goes behind that fake smile. If you're gonna smile, just smile. I think that's why the Joker always creeped me out, because that smile is so psychotic. It makes me uncomfortable just thinking about it, to be honest. But yeah, I just think that as a grown woman, be genuine, just be kind, smile, have that self-assurance about yourself. I'm gonna make another video about this. I'm gonna make a part 2, but these are some of the tips that I've had on my mind that have genuinely helped me. I'm still a work in progress, of course. There are aspects of my life that are not put together, but I still choose to make the effort every single day to evolve and to do better, and not in like a toxic self-help type of way. Like I don't care about that, but I genuinely want to be a better person, and I actively work towards that every single day. So if this is your first time on YouTube and you appreciated these tips, you know what to do. I hope this video blessed you and that you take care of yourself, and on se verra à la prochaine. Bye.